After reading the social justice blog and thinking about how it impacts counseling, the golden rule of counseling that I would use as a focus is to be willing to be uncomfortable. Being able to change and renew yourself and even talk about your issues and problems. One thing I would require of my clients is to just be uncomfortable. That's the only time that you're able to allow vulnerabilities or thoughts or anything that comes to you that's causing an affliction or creating the bad headspace. Whatever it is that's making you the way you are, it's because it's a hidden problem or it's a present problem and it's uncomfortable. So one thing I would ask is that they be uncomfortable and willing to talk about what it is that's causing them a problem. That would be my main focus and my golden rule. And the spiritual verse, the Bible verse that comes to me, well, there's actually two. One of them is in Psalms, and it talks about the greatness of God and that his greatness is to be praised and his greatness is unsearchable. We will not find another greatness like that of God. And therefore, he is our sole source of greatness and is to be worshipped for such. And in relation to social justice, one of the other verses that came to me was in Judges when it was talking about Gideon, because I had been reading Gideon lately. And one of the things that came to me about that one was when he had conquered the Midians and he was freeing the people of Israel as God had promised him that he would. The verse was, the men of Israel said unto Gideon, rule over us. And Gideon denied the rule. And he said, I just want the spoils of war, the gold that was promised him by God. And of course, he then told him, my son will not rule you. I will not rule you. God will rule you. The social justice that they enacted was to be free of an oppressor that abused them, used them, and manipulated them. And the only thing I can relate that to in the sense of the social justice of present day would be allowing others to rule over you with their personal perceptions of life, whether they choose homosexuality, whether they're choosing to live an unsavory lifestyle. I feel that as a Christian counselor, I will make sure I address the fact that you're choosing a lifestyle, and that lifestyle would have an expected end based off of its lifestyle. And I would take the action of listening. My goal would be to listen and share the understanding of what arrived you to this particular place and why am I at the place that I'm at to respond in likewise. So being uncomfortable, being able to listen, and keeping in check who I am in God and who they are right now before they encounter God is what I would keep in mind as a counselor.